I'm confident for this fight. I don't want to talk of the after the fight. I'm confident for this fight. I want this belt, and I do my best during the camp for that. But everybody knows my strength already. I can move very well. I can manage the distance very well. My striking is a high-level striking, and so I'm gonna manage this. I do this for me. Like the target is the belt, and I'm not focused on the social media, the people outside. I'm really focused on my family, my friend, my team, my goal, my target, and training. This is a different mindset.
The heavyweight division just got a whole lot louder. Ciryl Gane has fired a shocking warning at Tom Aspinall, and the MMA world can't stop talking. With analysts split down the middle, this matchup has all the makings of a seismic clash. Gane's slick, technical striking versus Aspinall's explosive speed and killer instinct. As fight night looms, experts are weighing in, and their predictions might surprise you.
No, I think this is just another fight for me.
Sick.
Okay.
I don't like to put that kind of pressure on myself. It's just like, I got to fight, I got an opponent, we got to work towards that. Cyryl's like really good as well, so
He's fucking sick.
He's good, and I think he brings a whole new challenge that I've not really had before. The same that I have with him. He's just like, his style is different to a lot of heavyweights. He moves really well.
Yeah.
He's nimble. He's super fit, super athletic. I think we're both going to be in a stage where I think to get to him, we both need to be pretty exhausted.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And that's not something that I've really had to deal with too much before. A lot of heavyweights quite slow and ploddy. He isn't like that at all. So I think we both need to, I need to be super fit, and I need to get to a stage where both of us are slowed down a little bit before I get to it, which I like it. New challenge, I love it.
When confronted with Tom Aspinall's claim that he wants someone to take him into deep waters, Ciryl Gane responded with quiet confidence. He didn't boast or bite. Instead, he hinted that Aspinall might soon find out exactly what that feels like. Gane acknowledged that he brings a unique style to the heavyweight division, one that could force Tom into unfamiliar territory. Calm and collected as ever, Gane's message was simple. He's ready to test Aspinall's limits and see if the Brit can truly handle the depths he's been asking for.
Tom said in multiple interviews in the past, he wants somebody to take him into deep waters in the UFC because he wants to know if he can swim. Obviously, he's never been past the second round. Why are you the guy that's going to be able to drag Tom Aspinall into deep waters? And more importantly, how do you think he's going to react once he gets there?
Ciryl, Tom, il a dit dans plusieurs interviews qu'il veut être testé à l'UFC parce qu'il n'a jamais été, il a jamais passé le deuxième round. Donc, est-ce que tu penses être la personne qui peut le tester et comment est-ce que tu penses que Tom va réagir une fois que tu le testes?
Merci beaucoup. Pour répondre à cette question, je pense vraiment que Tom a sa réponse. Il sait très bien que dans la catégorie, j'ai un style un peu différent des autres. On sait très bien que je suis plus un gars qui est capable de finir très fort sur 5 rounds plutôt qu'au premier. Donc je pense que tout le monde connaît déjà la réponse.
To be honest, I think Tom has the answer already. He knows I'm a little bit of a different fighter in the division, but I fight in a different way, but I'm sure that Tom will be able to come up with an answer if he's thrown to it. We'll just have to see when the fight happens.
When asked about Aspinall's talk of deep waters, Ciryl Gane responded with the calm assurance of a man who's been there before. He hinted that Tom might soon find out what it truly means to be tested by a different kind of heavyweight. And Gane's confidence isn't just talk, it's backed by preparation. After recovering from an injury earlier this year, he's been locked in since March, skipping distractions and dedicating himself fully to the grind. No PlayStation, no parties, just pure focus. He calls this one of the best camps of his career, and he's ready to prove it when the cage door closes.
On a vraiment tout fait pour monter les curseurs au maximum et j'espère que ça va payer.
Well, as you know, my last fight was back in December. Then during the months of January and February, I was resting a little bit. I had a bit of time away through an injury, recovering from that, but since March, I've really been training, giving it my all. I've not been playing PlayStation or going to the Champions League, watching other events like, you know, some of the others. I've been really training. So I'm concentrated. I think everyone's been able to see that. It's been probably one of the best camps in my career. And obviously, I'm ready to get the job done this time around.
Now, with fight night approaching, Gane is giving Aspinall his respect, but also a warning. He called Tom the man to beat, a well-rounded champion at the top of his game, yet reminded everyone that Aspinall has never faced anyone quite like him. With his fluid movement and unpredictable style, Gane believes he brings something entirely different to the cage, and that's exactly what could tip the scales when they finally meet.
C'est ce qui va donner un combat intéressant. C'est ce qui va donner un combat intéressant.
You know, Tom's the defending champion. He's really the man to beat at the moment. However, he's also an all-round fighter. He's never fought someone like me, though. I bring something very different. I've got my own very particular style. So I think that's something that he's going to have to contend with.
And while critics have questioned his ground game since his last title fight, Gane made it clear that he's been putting in the work. He admitted that past performances might have left doubts, but under coach Fernand Lopez, he's been focused on evolving as a complete mixed martial artist. Calm but confident, he promised that this time, fans will see a sharper, more dangerous version of Ciryl Gane, one ready to prove he's learned, adapted, and come back stronger than ever.
On a eu voilà, des combats où ça s'est pas passé comme on voulait. Croyez-moi qu'il y a une expertise qui fait qu'on bosse énormément notre sol et donc à moi de le montrer tout simplement.
You know, sometimes life is a little bit strange because some bad results and then people think that you've never worked on your ground game, on your grappling. But believe me, as someone who's come from Thai boxing as well, I've got a team behind me by my coach, Fernand Lopez. We've worked on our ground game. These are experts. We know exactly what we're doing. Sometimes I've not been able to show it, and that's on me. But this time, believe me, I've been working, and hopefully I can show it this time around.
On the other hand, when asked whether Ciryl Gane truly deserved this title shot, Tom Aspinall kept it cool and straight to the point. He reminded everyone that after his win over Sergey Pavlovich, he didn't think Gane had earned it just yet, but now, with Gane back in form and fresh off a big win over Volkov, there was really no one else left to fight. In typical laid-back fashion, Aspinall brushed off any tension, saying he's just here to do his job while Gane does his, confident, composed, and ready to let his performance do the talking.
Oh, start off with the champion, Tom Aspinall. Tom, you said in the past after the Sergey Pavlovich fight, you were asked, you said, is Ciryl Gane the next challenger for you? And you said, no, he's going to have to wait. He needs another fight. He doesn't deserve it. He needs to fight Jailton Almeida. He went out. He got the win against Volkov. So now that he's sitting across from you, do you believe that he deserves the title shot right now?
C'est une première question pour Tom. La question après le combat contre Pavlovich, il a été demandé si Ciryl Gane il était prêt ou pas pour combattre pour la ceinture. Et la réponse était non, qu'il devait d'abord faire ses preuves. Il a fait ses preuves, Ciryl. Donc maintenant, qu'est-ce qu'il a à dire à Ciryl?
I mean, there was nobody else to fight. I'll just Ciryl, you just do your thing, man. You just do your thing, I'll just chill.
Aspinall kept that same quiet confidence when asked about game plan. He doesn't need to overcomplicate it. Tom made it clear he believes in his power. One clean shot can finish anyone, Gane included. Yes, he's aware of the holes people point to in Cyryl's ground game, and he's practiced plenty of takedown work, but he also understands this is MMA, and the fight can swing any way. So expect a fighter who's ready for every scenario, happy to trade leather, happy to grind on the mat, but above all, comfortable trusting his hands to get the job done.
And sorry. And a question for Tom Aspinall. Of course, the easy thing would be to, I guess, for you try to take Ciryl to the ground and try to work from there. Is it obviously going to be the game plan, or are you going to try to strike with Ciryl?
No,
Tom,
I think that if I hit anybody, I can knock anybody out. And I think that Ciryl is no exception, but obviously there are some weaknesses in his ground game that we've seen, but I'm sure he's improved. Do you know what I mean? This is an MMA fight. It can go anywhere, so...
When asked whether Ciryl Gane or John Jones would be the tougher test, Tom Aspinall didn't hesitate. His focus is only on the man standing in front of him. He brushed off any talk about Jones, saying the legend's retired now, and right now it's Gane who holds his full attention. Calm and grounded, Aspinall called Ciryl really good and emphasized that he's preparing for him like the biggest challenge of his career. No hype, no distractions, instead just laser focus on the fight that's actually happening.
Tom, you were originally supposed to fight John Jones for the belt. Now it's Ciryl. So my question is simple. Considering that Jones is nearing the end and Ciryl is in his prime, who do you consider the biggest test right now?
Cyryl's the guy I'm fighting, so he's the biggest test right now. John Jones is retired, so I don't really have much to say on that, to be honest. So I'm fighting this guy, and this guy's really good, so I'll be as ready as I can be.
Let's dive into what the experts are saying about this matchup, starting with MMA analyst James Lynch, who is siding with Tom Aspinall in this one, and he's calling it by submission. He believes Aspinall would be smart to avoid playing into Gane's strengths on the feet, where the Frenchman's slick technical striking could give him problems. While Gane's not a one-punch knockout artist like Pavlovich, Lynch notes he's dangerous with volume and precision. Still, Aspinall's raw power, perfect takedown accuracy, and proven finishing ability on the ground make the path to victory clear. For Lynch, the smart play is simple, which is to take Gane down, use that grappling edge, and get the tap.
Am I going on this one? I won't keep you guys in suspense any longer. I'm going with Tom Aspinall, and I'm going to be taking him by submission. If you're Aspinall, why do you mess around here? Why play into Gane's strength, which is a striking? Now, the one thing I will say with Gane is, Gane's not like a Pavlovich or some of these other guys that have that like one-punch knockout power. Gane has knockout wins, but I'd say he's more of a volume guy than just a flat-out knockout guy. So Aspinall, he should still worry about Gane in the feet. I think Gane is the better technical striker, but I'd say Aspinall's got more power than him. I think if Aspinall wanted to, he could knock out Gane, possibly as Gane gets older, and the striking defense is pretty good, so I don't know if that will happen, but we saw him go toe-to-toe with Pavlovich, went into Pavlovich's world and knocked him out. That was super impressive to me, and that was a couple fights back, but that was the fight that got him the interim title. So wouldn't be shocked if he goes that way too, but I think Aspinall's going to be smart here. He's got a long layoff. Go to your point of strength here. So, a couple things. Aspinall's got 100% takedown accuracy. Don't know if that'll, I don't know if that'll remain 100% against Ciryl Gane, but that's still really impressive. Aspinall's got 4 submission wins. I know he typically wins more by knockout, but again, there's a clear path to victory there, I think, with him being able to submit.
Sharing that confidence, Joe Rogan spoke highly of Aspinall too, calling him a rare mix of speed, size, and calm power, the kind of fighter who instantly commands attention. Rogan hinted that Aspinall isn't just another contender, but a potential star the UFC should be backing, someone who could redefine the heavyweight division.
Yeah. I'm always saying from my experiences with him.
Yeah.
But as a fighter, make it happen.
Yeah.
Keep him around. You got a
That's
gem.
more important.
It's extraordinary gem.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about sellability. You want to talk about marketability. What's more marketable than a giant man who destroys everyone?
Yeah.
He's the guy.
Yeah. So true.
Drove me nuts.
Michael Bisping took the discussion further, zooming out to assess the heavyweight landscape as a whole. He pointed out that Tom Aspinall has already torn through top names like Curtis Blades, Sergey Pavlovich, and Alexander Volkov, finishing them all with ease. Still, Bisping believes Ciryl Gane presents a different kind of challenge. Despite the criticism of his grappling after the John Jones fight, Gane remains, in Bisping's eyes, one of the few heavyweights who can truly match Aspinall's athleticism. Big, fast, agile, and incredibly light on his feet. He even compared both men to heavyweight versions of Georges St-Pierre, elite athletes built for dominance. But when it comes to the ground, Bisping thinks that's where Aspinall will separate himself and ultimately take control.
Now, when you look at the UFC heavyweight rankings, as I say, Tom has beat most of them, and he's beat them in style, and he's knocked them all out. Curtis Blades, Sergey Pavlovich, Alexander Volkov, whoever they are, he's beaten them all up. But Ciryl Gane is a little bit different. Now, of course, John Jones beat Ciryl Gane in quick fashion, took him down in the first round, submitted him with a front choke. But Ciryl Gane is the same as Tom Aspinall in terms of athletic ability. When I say that Tom Aspinall is a heavyweight George St. Pierre, that kind of goes to Ciryl Gane as well. The man's gigantic. He's very quick. He's agile. He's light on his feet. He could have done any sport on the planet. And he's almost like George St. Pierre and Tom Aspinall in the fact that he's got all those athletic attributes and qualities, but he doesn't have the grappling. That's what cost him against John Jones, and that's probably what's going to cost him against Tom Aspinall.
Bisping also reminded fans that in heavyweight MMA, the margin for error is razor thin. One clean shot can change everything, and Gane absolutely has the tools to land it. Still, he sees Aspinall's grappling as the true difference maker. With a lifelong jiu-jitsu background and a black belt earned through years of dedication, Tom has the skill set to exploit Gane's biggest weakness. Guided by his father's advice to avoid getting lured into a striking match, Bisping expects Aspinall to use his ground game early and often. After all, Gane once made Francis Ngannou turn into a wrestler, proof of how dangerous he can be on the feet. But this time, Bisping believes Aspinall's grappling will be the weapon that seals the win.
You never know, he could clip him. This is a dangerous fight, this is heavyweight MMA, but Tom Aspinall can grapple. We've seen him take people down. He's done jiu-jitsu since he was about 15 years old. His dad is going to be on his case, and that's an absolute fact, saying, hey, you're not messing with this guy. Take him down, show him what you can do, show the world your grappling capability. Remember, Ciryl Gane turned Francis Ngannou into a wrestler, okay? So he's a very, very credible threat on the feet. But of course, I do find...
On the other hand, MMA Guru admitted he's been backing Aspinall for years, almost emotionally invested in seeing him prove himself on this stage. He spoke about the pressure weighing on Tom's shoulders, but also about how some fighters thrive when the lights are brightest, and to him, that's exactly where Aspinall shines.
Going again for the, the title's going to be active. It should be a sick card. I mean, other than that... After those
Jailton Almeida, Alexander Volkov is on that same card as well. So there's a good heavyweight. It's a good heavyweight movement card, for the division. But yeah, Tom Aspinall, I'm going to be sweating. I've done a fucking 3 years of propaganda campaigns for him. Really put him over. And if he doesn't pull this one off,
he's got to.
Then I'm going to worry about it. But there's so much pressure on him.
Yes.
He's one of those few fighters where when there's more pressure, I trust him more.
Yeah.
Because when the stakes are highest, you said this about Patchy Mix, sometimes guys are gym fighters. I think Tom's did the opposite.
He broke down the matchup in a way that perfectly captured what's at stake. Two elite heavyweights with very different temperaments. Ciryl Gane, slick and technical, but occasionally uncertain when the pressure mounts. Tom Aspinall, composed yet ruthless when the moment demands it. It wasn't so much a bold prediction as it was a quiet confidence. The sense that when everything's on the line, Aspinall might just rise higher.
Because sometimes you watch sparring videos of him and I'm like, stop putting out sparring videos. The amount of weaknesses that I'm seeing and chin up in the air. And I'm like, but in the fight when it's all, and I think Ciryl Gane might be the opposite. This is why I trust in Tom.
Yeah.
Because Gane is really technical looking, but when the stakes are the highest, he does seem to have his worst showings and make his worst decisions. And Tom seems to be the opposite. So I think it's a recipe for a Tom win. And we could be looking at that Pereira fight.
So now the big question, who takes it? Tom Aspinall or Ciryl Gane? Both men bring elite skill and composure, but only one will walk out on top. Who are you backing in this heavyweight showdown? Drop your predictions in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more fight breakdowns and updates.